Possible phases of ascension. January 3, 2017. Please note that these phases overlap within what you perceive as time. Furthermore, not everyone will go through every cycle of this process, and some of you will go through the process in a different order. What we present here is a possible path of ascension. Since Gaia is a free will planet, all of you can use your free will to create your version of your path of ascension. Hence, we present the below path of ascension as a possible reality. Every one of you on Gaia's planet can enter the flow of this path. Many will, and many will not. Every one of you, even those lost to darkness and power over others, is called. However, the frequency of your consciousness dictates whether or not you will recognize, hear, see, and/or accept this call. Does this message mean that every one of you can ascend now? The answer is that everyone could always ascend once you were complete with your reason for embodiment and complete with your experience of taking an Earth vessel to assist Gaia with her planetary ascension. Those who seek personal ascension because they want to leave the planet will not ascend because they have forgotten that they chose to come to Gaia to assist with planetary ascension. Therefore, they chose to expand their multidimensional self down into the frequency of the third dimension. As a component of your choice to take an Earth vessel in this now, you went through a lives review in which you viewed, and often visited, all of your past, present, and future incarnations. Please remember that from your fifth dimensional and beyond perspective, you are free of time and space. Hence, you can observe all the third dimensional incarnations that you have had, will be having, and are now having. When you observe and study the incarnations that you have already taken on Gaia, you are asked to collect all that you have learned in your many visits to 3D Earth. You are then called upon to determine what you have learned, what you have not learned, and what you wish to learn in your upcoming incarnation or during your ascension process. There are many of you who no longer needed to learn by taking a physical incarnation, but you wanted to take an Earth vessel to assist Gaia with her planetary ascension. In fact, there are many ascended masters, Kumara leaders, angels, and higher dimensional beings from other planets and star systems that have chosen to take an Earth vessel to assist Gaia with her planetary ascension. All of these higher beings are honored to assist the brave planetary being known as Gaia. Gaia has taken on the great challenge of being a polarized into time, space, and free will planet, so that her humans could learn through the process of cause and effect. In other words, one of the greatest lessons to be learned on Earth is that you are the cause of whatever affects your life. Gaia knew that being a free will planet, based on the separation of individuality, could be very dangerous. However, Gaia has her dear sister planet Venus to assist her. However, her brother Mars has had many problems with the Dark Ones who have been using his planet as a format for power over others. However, once Venus assists Gaia to ascend, that ascension energy field will be shared with Mars. We remind you that planets are live beings. Those of you who expand your consciousness into the frequency range of the fifth dimension and beyond, will know that fact within your heart and mind. When you know within your heart and mind that Gaia is a living being, you are no longer bound to the illusions of third-dimensional science. This science has been under the harsh command of the Illuminati since the fall of Atlantis. Gaia was so injured from the fall of Lemuria, and then the fall of Atlantis, that she is still recovering. We are speaking to you in this manner because it is the now for our ascending ones to realize that planets are living beings. All primitive cultures and cultures who lived off the land were aware of that fact. Unfortunately, as the Illuminati indoctrinated humanity, these civilized ones came to believe that the planet was a thing that they could use and destroy in any manner that they wished. Fortunately, more and more humans are realizing that Gaia is their living mother planet. The realization that planet Earth is a living being expands your consciousness enough that you can share your personal ascension process with Gaia's planetary ascension. This energy field of personal and planetary ascension is based on unconditional love for all life. All life includes planet Earth and all her beings from the tallest mountain to the smallest insect, as well as from the greatest leaders to the newborn infants. All life on Earth is a member of Gaia's Earth body. Gaia does not prioritize who is more evolved or what is less evolved. Evolution is a constant for Gaia, which contains many peaks, as well as many valleys. In fact, the more that you can expand your consciousness into the higher dimensions of reality, the more you can experience and respect the smallest insect. With that rather long introduction, we Arcturians will present to you the possible phases of ascension. We say possible phases, as evolving humanity is constantly breaking through, pushing aside, and moving through the many limitations that the Dark Ones have created. The Illuminati is quite surprised by the tenacity and courage of modern-day humanity. They are also very frightened by humanity's unity consciousness. Unity consciousness allows positive thoughts, emotions, ideas, and actions to progress logarithmically. Instead of the inner power that is dedicated to Gaia expanding from one person to 2 people to 3 people, this inner power is expanded from 1 person to 2 people to 4 people to 8 people to 16 people, etc., etc. However, much like any journey uphill, ascension is most difficult at the beginning of the process. Then, as you bond with the trail, the plants, the animals, the earth, the sky, the clouds, the insects, you are no longer taking the journey. Instead, you are being the journey. Whenever you deeply bond your consciousness within the now of any person, place, situation, desire, and/or thing, your consciousness expands into your 5th dimensional operating system. The 5th dimension activates your ongoing progression into a totally new operating system for life. As your daily, even mundane thoughts and emotions begin to resonate to the 5th dimensional here and now, the many delays and problems of time leave the space of your mental and emotional processing. This transmutation into your 5th dimensional processing of reality can be difficult for the first ones through, as you will be overriding the 3D laws of time and space. Your perceptions of reality will no longer be guided by time and space. Instead, your perceptions will be guided by the frequency rate of your here and now of your higher self, who is looking down in frequency and through the chaos of Gaia's change. Hence, you may often feel the ascension symptoms of being ungrounded. Or you may perceive reality in a manner that others cannot understand. The reason for these symptoms is usually because you have spent many years of study, many years of service to others, many years of service to Gaia, many years of facing your darkness, many years of releasing your desire to just get out of here, many years of communicating with the light, many years of documenting and sharing your multidimensional experiences, many years of initiations to transmute and unconditionally love yourself and others, many years of connecting to and communicating with your higher self, many years of sharing these experiences with others, many years of being a leader and teaching others. Your greatest challenge is that the darkest night is just before dawn. Then there is a final initiation in which you will be called on to love yourself unconditionally, forgive yourself unconditionally, accept yourself unconditionally. You will then be called upon to unconditionally love, forgive, and accept all life, including your enemies and members of the power over others group. If you look into the lives of all the ascended masters, you will see that they took a version of this path, in which they needed to love, forgive, and accept themselves and others unconditionally. Some modern humans may think that because they were incarnated into a modern world, that they do not need to follow the path of ascension laid out by all the ascended masters of the past. The ascended masters of your past followed a version of this ascension path according to their time and the culture into which they took that embodiment. It is the same within this now, but different cultures perceive reality in a different manner. Hence, they will perceive ascension in a slightly different manner. But for all cultures, many of the rules of the past will now need to be updated to fit the unique situation of planetary ascension. The world has greatly changed over the last 2,000 years. Many possible realities of planetary ascension came and left. Only a few humans could acknowledge these possible realities, and even less of them could follow that path of ascension. But now, something is very different. More and more members of humanity who are able to return to the primitive belief that people and planet are one. More and more humans are remembering that they are a multidimensional being who resonate into the fifth dimension and far beyond. Furthermore, more and more people are remembering that Gaia's Earth is a multidimensional, living being who resonates to the fifth dimension and far beyond. Therefore, we say, you, people and planet, are not alone. The higher dimensional members of your multidimensional self are here to assist you, and Gaia's higher dimensional expression of her planetary self is here to assist her. Just as Gaia's planetary self exists in the fifth dimension and beyond, your human self exists in the fifth dimension and beyond. This ancient information has been hidden from you by the forces of darkness, who will not be able to ascend into the fifth dimension and beyond. Those humanoids, as they are not truly humans, know that their power over others and service to self will not allow them to ascend into a fifth-dimensional light body. They are also aware that if they do not have a fifth-dimensional light body, they cannot attach their essence to fifth-dimensional earth. Their low frequency of mind, heart, and body will not allow them to even perceive fifth-dimensional earth, much less be able to unite with her. Most of these service-to-self beings have had control over others for all, or most, of their incarnation. Therefore, they will not be able to change within the impending now of ascension. They have failed the 3D class of planet Earth. In fact, they have failed the 4D class of planet Earth. Therefore, they will not be able to graduate into the 5D class of planet Earth. Instead, they will find themselves in the lowest frequency of the lower fourth dimension of Earth. However, that reality will soon be closing too. Hence, if they do not raise their consciousness into at least the 4D class of planet Earth, which will remain open for a limited amount of time, they will find themselves in the lower astral plane of the fourth dimension. This 4D class will only be opened for a limited time because the experience of the fourth dimension is dependent on one's state of consciousness. Hence, those who cannot even maintain a fourth dimensional state of consciousness will fall into the depths of the lower astral plane. The lower astral plane is Gaia's junkyard. Since Gaia is in the process of ascension, her lower astral plane will also be closing. Then, those who still resonate to the low frequency of power over others will be relocated to another planet's junkyard. Many members of the Illuminati have had incarnation after incarnation without finding their own inner light. Fortunately, some of the Illuminati's children have expanded their consciousness enough to graduate into the 4D class of planet Earth. Some may even be able to eventually ascend into the 5D class of planet Earth. Some of these children of the Illuminati were kind and loving souls who volunteered to see if they could heal the Illuminati from the inside. They were unable to achieve that goal, but they will be able to perceive, as well as join, the ascension experience that most of their Illuminati family will miss. We wish to remind you that the ascension process is not in alignment with 3D time. Ascension is usually a slow process of logging out of your third and fourth dimensional thoughts, feelings, perceptions, experiences, and time zones. You, our dear ascending ones, are learning as you go how to initiate and participate in the process of a planetary ascension. Some of you are able to participate in the planetary ascension of Venus, and you will be called on to remember that experience. Others have participated in the ascension of Lemuria and Atlantis. We ask that you go back into your deepest memory to remember those incarnations as well. As you remember these experiences, please share them as widely as possible. As more and more of humanity remembers how certain areas of Earth were saved from destruction by raising Gaia's resonance into the fifth dimension, humanity will be more informed regarding the process of ascension. In closing, we remind you that many ascended beings live within the core of Gaia. More and more ascended masters, Kumaras, such as Sanat Kumara, angels, and extraterrestrials are joining the ascended Lemurians and Atlanteans who keep their fifth-dimensional essence in constant connection with Gaia's core. It is for this reason that Gaia's core already resonates to the fifth dimension. In the same manner, your humanoid body holds the key to your ascension within your force of Kundalini, the sleeping serpent in your first chakra which awaits your flash into ascension. Are you ready? Is Gaia ready? Go inside to find your answer. Blessings from the Arcturians. Channeled by Suzanne Lee. SuzanneLeePhD.blogspot.com